Oh. Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of World of Horror. I was almost late this time, but I was not. Thank goodness. I woke up pretty late today, not gonna lie. I'm just gonna do some more Harbinger of Doom runs in the Haspen's Mystery mod pack. I really enjoyed it last time. So I figured that'd be the main theme for today as well. Do normal customized playthrough run. I believe it's doing random characters, so I'll continue to do that. City of Shiokawa, Japan, 1980X. Something strange is happening in our town. Robed figures can be seen gathering in the woods at night. People are going missing. Disgusting creatures are terrorizing the seaside. The rapid technological progress of the modern era brings comfort, but also new unknown threats. Old gods, malicious eldritch beings who ruled the earth eons ago, are awakening as reality starts to crumble. Armed with clues, spells, and a dwindling sandy, you'll investigate mysteries across the city and in realms beyond. An old train slows down and stops at its last station. The end of the world's at hand, and you finally arrived in the doomed town. Boom, random character. Apparently, there is one more enemy in the Hunted by the Cult that I have not seen yet. Thank Richard Lendar for informing me of that. This enemy's in the village. I wonder if it's gonna be this, like, crazy grandma lady in the, I don't know what you call it, the veil? That's what I register this as in my brain. Anyways, for our old god, I guess I could pick Gathak Adarasu. So why not? Gathak Adarasu is once again awakening from its slumber. Blinded by its impossible to satisfy hunger, it has started to tear down the walls of its cocoon prison. Stop it, before it devours us all. Got our man, Koji. Pretty good character. I very much like him. Could do a knowledge build with him actually, because I think his camera flash is either knowledge based or just like a neutral time thingy. Like a 50 time units thing, just flat. No modifier. So that wouldn't be too bad. I think all this is good. Could also go to the pharmacy maybe. Get a bone saw or something. So I'll get I like the junior salaryman look. Didn't get anything in our drawers, unfortunately. Get a little XP bath. So let's see. So we've got 2 locked in mysteries that we've already seen before, so I might as well pick and choose between whether or not I want to do the new ones or the old ones there. Haven't seen the notations. Have seen the tongue one. I think I've seen all these as well. Could be good to do the rhyme one and see what happens when you succeed the strength check though. I guess I'll start with the orphan. A Landish Odyssey of an Occult Orphan. Name, Shinsuke Nekoyama. Age 17. Occupation, transfer student. Known for unwittingly bringing disasters and lethal accidents on everyone who hangs around him. The next victim of his cursed trait, you. Hello, Black Mud of Doom. How are you doing today? The Nekoyama family, or what's left of it, has moved to the apartment under yours, says Miss OOO. I've heard that anyone who talks to them dies horribly. They're cursed. They can't be that bad, can they? You decide to pay them a visit. What's the worst thing that could happen anyway? Probably should not have investigated yet. Oh, no, great. The teenager welcomes you into his family's apartment. He turns around to you and your eyes gaze upward, just in time to notice that old lamp above him is about to fall. Dex check failure. Got cut artery. That's pretty fucking horrible. It's the first time someone got off so easily. That's a pretty fucking rough injury from a lamp. What the fuck? Oh, it's a major one too. Damn it. Yeah, just cleaning your room? Which cleaning? Your whole house? Okay, no bad curse. No bad curse, please. Masochistic is actually super good. Gonna have to go to the hospital. Cure this injury. Please, no hasty aid. Stable condition. Acceptable. Get a little painkillers. The whole house. Okay. You can only visit the witch's tree twice. I think no matter what, I want to prepare with Koji. So I guess I'll just prepare 2 more times. For our weapon... we can't escape, so I think going to the pharmacy will be better. I'll reroll it once. We're looking for the bone saw. Okay, fuck me. God damn it. Guess I'll go to the hardware store. We got the monkey wrench. Gonna have to sell the painkiller, but such is life. I go to the police station, bring him onto the school, get the handcuffs. There we go. Bad time to be out of cash? Why don't you even me out, Jarman? When you and Shinsuke meet again, he is very eager about sharing details of his cursed life. It started 4 years ago. I was a really dumb kid and did something stupid. And now anyone who wants to be friends with me gets in all sorts of trouble. Hey, I've heard there's an occult shop here in Shiokawa, right? Could you lead me there? I'll keep my distance so that the curse won't get you. Ooh. I guess I'll check the wounds for clues. He waves to you from the distance before entering the shop. After helping him locate some occult books, you leave for home. You don't get far before you hear a terrible crash and turn around and see that a car is smashed through the shop's window. You help the passers-by rescue Shinsuke, and when the ambulance arrives, you go with them, faking that you're one of his relatives. Take my time and explore. +1 stamina, +3% doom. After waiting for some time, you're allowed to visit Shinsuke. Besides a bandage here and there, he's fine. I was able to find what I wanted. Can you, smuggle me out of the hospital, please? I need to visit a nearby village. I think I now know how to reverse the curse. I can't just live like this until I get old. Die. Please, I beg you. Don't know what the threat level is like in the hospital. Sneak past her is a dex check. Let her sleep adds doom. I'll sneak past her. -1 reason. Masochistic will fix that up at some point. Somehow you two managed to sneak out of the hospital and survive the bus ride without incident. I've set off some fireworks at the Harvest Temple when I was 13 years old, Shinsuke says, sitting down at the bus stop bench. The temple went up in flames, and well, some sort of spirit cursed me. Can you ask the people for directions to the shrine? I'm not sure they'd like to see me there. I'm a big fan of Curse Koji. Definitely going to continue the investigation. Minus 3% doom, that's nice. Playing off as a traveling historian, you manage to get the directions to the shrine from one of the younger villagers. With Shinsuke in tow, at a safe distance, you head for the shrine. It's located on a hill on the other side of the village, across the rice paddies. Old man stops you. This is a luck check. Guess I'll decline for the guaranteed stamina loss because Doom bad. The road up to the hill leading to the shrine is extremely steep and tires you out. When you get there, you see clear markings of fire on the old supports and terracotta walls. Shinsuke's prank must have involved quite a lot of fireworks. You help him with his task, cleaning up the shrine. It takes a whole day to clean up the entire shrine, from the ceiling supports to the doors and floors. Just when you two are about to finish cleaning the abandoned temple, a sudden gust of warm wind throws a heap of dust onto the altar. You and Shinsuke watch in disbelief. Lines begin to form in the dust as if an invisible finger was writing the message. Sins forgiven. Harvest festival soon. Just as suddenly as the dust was thrown onto the altar, another gust of warm wind blows it away. You look at Shinsuke, only to find an expression of mixed relief and joy on his face. The Harvest Festival's in 4 months. I've lived with this curse for almost 4 years. 4 months will be no problem. You help him clean the altar of the old temple and head back to Shiokawa with the boy in tow. A soft smile does not leave his lips for even a moment. Sometime later, Shinsuke moves yet again along with his uncle, who bought a new workshop in another town. A day after his departure, you hear a news report on the radio about a terrible bus crash with many casualties. Only one person got out of the wreck completely unharmed, a 17 years old transfer student. Fantastic. Riot's not that bad, as far as town events are concerned. Take a bathola. Regain a little extra. No, I'll get a little extra XP. I'm feeling greedy. I mean, the Pocket Mysteries is the theme of this episode, so I'll just do the Pocket Mysteries, even if I've already done them. Wonderful Works of a Wannabe Writer by Haspen. Fukuyo-san was always known by Shiokawans as a third-rate writer of low-quality detective mysteries. Thus, it was a surprise when he was suddenly hailed as a literary genius. His newest series of novels is praised by critics and readers alike, and the books earned him massive profits. In Shiokawa, however, recent events have turned a dark page. 4 inexplicable murders have taken place in the recent weeks. The occupations of the 4 victims and the locations of the murders all mirror the endings of Fukuyo-san's newest stories. However, the police have found no evidence to support the connection between the murders and the writer himself. Who is the murderer, and what are their motives? The gruesome murders are so similar to Fukuyo-san's novels that it seems implausible that he isn't involved in some way. Perhaps his old neighbors know something about this. Now that Fukuyo-san has become rich and moved out, you're certain the folks from his old apartment block will be willing to gossip about the man. Indeed. Definitely I'll confront the man, because that's a perception check. +1 reason. Fantastic. Several of his old neighbors mentioned that he became famous after he returned from his latest forest trip a few months ago. You decide to pay him a visit and interview him. Even if he isn't involved in the murders, you might learn something you didn't tell the police. His new house is in a splendid villa by the seaside, on the other side of town. I don't think it makes sense to try to level up before this event. The writer, Fukuyo-san, eagerly welcomes whom he perceives to be a great fan of his. He regales you with a tale about his writer's block was overcame by a sudden bout of inspiration while hiking in the woods. You, on the other hand, can't take your eyes off of this beautiful blue quill at his desk. Oh, charisma check success. Fukuyo-san glares at you. It's just a quill, my child. Adds a bit of flair to my persona, no? It's obvious that his attitude towards you has changed, though. Just a few minutes later, he makes an excuse and tells you to leave. It's obvious that Fukuyo-san is very possessive of that blue quill, but you don't recall any bluebirds living around Shiokawa. You wonder where he got it from. Perhaps you could find some information in the local library. You enter the kitchen, even though it's abandoned and the lights are off. Something is cooking in a large pot. You don't like the smell of it. Look for a first aid kit, get stamina. Search for a weapon is probably a perception check. To see what's cooking a luck check? It's probably just bad. I'm gonna search for a weapon. -2 reason. Damn it. The local bird glossary has no bluebirds in it, but a footnote mentions a legend of a magical, wish-granting blue-feathered phoenix. The school's cult club ought to have a book on magical creatures. You hope that the club's president will be willing to help you. Okay, we got a rock ring. -2 max reason, +1 strength. That would bring our max reason to 8. I mean, I'll equip it for now. We are not at our max reason. You don't learn much from the book about magical creatures, but to your surprise you learn that it was written by the local cult shop owner. This might lead you on a wild goose chase, but could she have more information about the mysterious phoenix? While you walk through the crowd, definitely I'm just gonna slurp that money into my butthole. +5 XP. It didn't matter, but I think it was good just in case I'll get quick thinking and level up my strength even more. A wish-granting blue phoenix, she laughs from behind the mask. Fukuyo-san bought a book of black magic from me. That is the source of his quill's power. When the woman mentions spells and rituals utilizing human souls, a shiver runs down your spine. You rush towards Fukuyo-san's home. He must be stopped. Town's docks. Definitely a look for a warehouse job. +1 funds, strength check failure. It's a pretty good event, I will say. When you buzz the intercom, there's no response. You try the main gate, and to your surprise, it is unlocked. You cautiously step inside the villa, an eerie silence filling the empty halls. Where's Fukuyo-san? I think I'll set myself back to 0 funds, so that I could potentially get Jarmanned for some more blood, because we have such a stamina surplus. That's a little awkward. When you confront Fukuyo-san in his study, he becomes delusional. No, I can't stop now. I have to write more novels, and my greatest work is still unfinished too. I understand why you're doing this, but no, I cannot stop. Not yet, not yet. You've had enough of this. When Fukuyo-san isn't looking, you grab the blue quill, break it in half, and throw it into the fireplace. The rider suddenly lets out a horrible shriek as his spine oddly snaps and his body falls backwards. Before it even touches the floor, bright flames engulf it. In the fireplace, the beautiful blue quill shivers and turns to ash. You watch as the body of the wicked writer slowly does the same, his pain screams quickly ceasing. The smell of thick smoke is what snaps you out of the mindless staring. Covering your mouth and nose as to not inhale the fumes, you flee the villa as the flames begin to spread. From the back of a crowd of onlookers, you silently watch the firefighters trying to contain the fire. Remembering the shop lady's words and what happened to Fukiyo-san, you suddenly realize whose soul he used to cast a spell on the quill. His own. With his death and the blue quill destroyed, one thing's for sure. No one else will have to die to boost Fukiyo-san's fame. Amazing. Got store closed, no big deal. We're using our money for other things. Take a Bathola. Close to max reason with Rock Ring and max stamina. But I think I'll get a little extra stamina just to justify some jar manning. I'll do a new mystery now. The nauseating novella of neural notations. You grimace, rubbing your forehead once again. It all started this morning, and despite your efforts, you can hear it clearly. Beeping. Terrible, incessant beeping deep inside your head. You thought it was just a headache, but it is persistent, and what's worse, it's getting louder. What could be the cause of it? You wonder if it could be some harmful radiation coming from your home electronics. Your uncle once told you some wartime stories about death rays and mind control experiments and such. Who knows? Oh, we got incessant beeping. +1 combat damage dealt. -1 reason when investigating? That's fucked! I guess I'll think it over again, because that's stamina loss if we fail, and we have equal chances. Knowledge check success. You might be looking at it all wrong. Work backwards. Assume you're right and that everything's connected. Think about what must have happened as a result and find evidence for that. That's all you need. Determined, you snatch up your camera and set out. All the electronics in your apartment are working just fine. You stick your head outside the door. Maybe something's wrong with your apartment block's power network? The buzz of the electric current does seem awfully similar to the beeping in your head. Yeah, I'll power through. Broken nose? That's pretty terrible. Honestly. You notice that the silence of your apartment makes the beeping worse, so you decide to leave. Maybe some fresh air will clear your head. Maybe the sounds of the lively city will drown out the beeping. Awesome, we got a combat that has restored some of our stamina. Our reason. We can do 12 damage guaranteed. But we could risk it to do 8 + 6 is 14. Now let's see, so this is a flat time thing like I just said. I think I'll do this. We might be able to eke out a freebie kill. No. It's fine. Boom. Combat resolved. It's useless. No matter what you do, the beeping continues. It's slowly making you increasingly tired and miserable. It's time to seek help elsewhere. Perhaps the local neurologist will have a cure for your ailment. Oh-oh-san, the elderly neurologist welcomes you to his offices. His office, even. He's a professional and very intrigued about the noise that plagues you. Alright, Oh-oh-oh-san says, opening a medical book. Let's start with the basics. An hour comes and goes while the neurologist listens attentively as you describe the noise. He even goes as far as to consider uncommon and obscure cases from previous years. He tries to make a proper diagnosis, but in the end, all he can do is give you some sleeping pills. Somehow you doubt that these will help. Ooh. Sitting at the beach in front of the hospital, you almost give in to despair. The beep, beep, beep is getting unbearable. Suddenly you realize something. The beeping is not random. There's a pattern to it, a repeating one. Is it some sort of signal or message? Could there be something in the local library about this? Good question. Trying not to think about the head-splitting headache, you grab some books about spies and ciphers and communication codes. You soon realize that the pattern is most probably Morse code. Concentrating on pattern only makes you physically sick. Try to focus on finding out more, and then you notice something odd. Whenever you turn to look past Shiokawa towards the nearby forest, the beeping feels a little stronger. Could the source of the beeping be hidden in there? Climb the rock, fall down the rock. Continue deeper into the forest as the sun slowly descends behind the horizon. With each passing minute, the beeping grows louder and louder. It's starting to make you nauseous, but you feel that you must press on to find the source of the sounds, or the sounds inside your head will drive you insane. Take a picture, plus 10 XP. You start walking up a hill, noticing a strange structure on top. When you get there, you can't believe your own eyes. Sorry. It's a radio transmitter. A large metal antenna is pointed towards Shiokawa. A parabolic dish is pointing upwards, towards the moon. You scream as the beeping inside your head suddenly intensifies tenfold. The strength of the noise knocks you off your feet, and the world starts spinning before your eyes. You can feel your stomach twisting in knots, almost causing you to puke. But underneath your right hand, you feel the cold surface of a large rock. Screaming in agony, you grab the rock and launch yourself at the transmitting array. Clang, clang, thonk, crunch, clang. Sparks fly and smoke start to rise from the mangled metal and damaged circuitry. But you do not stop striking the damn thing. A few minutes later, the rock slips from your hands as you collapse to your knees exhausted. You breathe loudly, staring at the starry sky. Moments later, you realize something. The beeping has finally stopped. Oh, I didn't notice messages. Sorry. Hey Torb, what do you think of the pocket mysteries so far? Where's Elyanli? I'm failure at remembering stuff. I have been enjoying them. I like this mystery. I think this mystery is a real fucking ball buster, though. But still, thematically, it's cool. While riding the bus back to Shiokawa, your head fills up with numerous questions about the signal and the transmitter itself. You'll probably never find answers to any of these questions, but at least you're free from that hellish noise. Indeed, it is scary. Alright, Old God effect. I would not. It reminds me of the fucking sound guns that the police use. In real life. Deduction is kind of dog shit for us. That'd be plus 40 XP. I mean, well, that's okay. I guess I'll get some strength. I'm gonna check the lighthouse. So it's second enemy, knowledge rods, second mystery, charisma girl, dex check, ear slurpy slurp. Okay. Well, our second mystery was definitely the orphan one. Pretty sure. Second enemy, I'm not sure if I've fought two enemies yet. I fought the one cultist, and I think that's it. I'll do the tongue one. The trepidatious topic of a teenager's tongue. Daigo, one of your younger neighbors, has not been seen for the past few days. People started circulating rumors that he's gravely ill. His mother refuses to speak with anyone about him, only adding to the weirdness of the situation. We decided to check on the poor guy, or at least find out from his mother what's happening to him. After all, how bad could it be? You reach the top floor where Daigo and his mother share a small apartment. Daigo's mother opens the door when you ring the bell and smiles sadly. Ah, it's you. Well, if you really want to know, come in and see it for yourself. You won't believe me otherwise. When you enter the living room, you freeze. Daigo is sitting on the sofa staring at you. You see that his tongue is unnaturally long, almost reaching to his knees. You ask Daigo's mother how it has happened. We have no idea. A week ago he woke up complaining about a headache. Since then it slowly grew bit by bit every day. It's 1 meter long already. Ask if we can help anyway. I need to grab some groceries and visit the hospital to ask the doctors if they can help Daigo. Can you stay with him for a while? You agree. Daigo has trouble talking and eating because of his tongue. His mother returns after a few hours. She says that the doctors at the hospital never heard a case like this. Daigo's mother walks you to the door and asks you for another favor. Because of his condition, Daigo's already skipped a week's worth of school. Would you go to the school and ask his teachers what material he missed so far? I'm so preoccupied with his condition that I didn't have time to do it myself. Of course. I hit the wrong button. God damn it. I'm a dumb fuck. Oops. Well, I don't want to buy anything. I couldn't buy anything even if I wanted to. Meant to try to lower the Doom and the threat level in the school. Oh well, we're doing good on Doom. I was actually thinking of an explanation for it. I think I know why. Library notes, not that bad. I think that because there's so many custom events that are just story, which is definitely cool and what I like about this mod pack. I think it's like lowering the difficulty level of the game that way, and that's why I don't have a bunch of Doom when I'm playing these runs. Hello, El Yanley. You have been summoned. Okay, I'll sell the library notes so that I can fix the broken nose, which is a minor injury. Then I'll be able to rest. Got stable condition. Very good, very acceptable. So I want to rest a couple times. Oh yeah, we're back to full. The teachers were sympathetic. You decided against telling them about the tongue, and gave you a list of things Daigo has to catch up with. It's time to return to the poor guy. Hopefully he's feeling slightly better. When you return to Daigo's apartments, his mother is thankful for your help. You notice that she has a ruler in her hand. What are you doing with that? Daigo's mother smiles sadly and turns to face her son. I've decided to measure his tongue every day. I just took another measurement. It grew another 60 centimeters since this morning. It's growing faster. The next day you start to wonder, how does one's tongue start randomly growing in length? There must be some sort of underlying medical condition for this, right? Daigo's mother has already consulted the doctors, but you wonder if they've missed something. You ought to ask them yourself. Hello, Indie Gamer Jones. We're like 70% of the way through our first run, I think. So not too much. Since I usually do plural runs. Only one mystery that I didn't do last week, or last episode. Walking through the hospital corridor, we stop by an older man. We roll down the stairs together. Doctors shrug and are confused about Daigo's condition and have promised to find some solution for it. Sure, they've told Daigo's mother the same thing. You slowly make your way back home. You enter Daigo's apartments to check on him, only to see his mother standing in front of him. You gasp when you notice she has a meat cleaver in her hand. Ask her to rethink this, try to calm her down. Calm down. How could I ever be calm about this? She drops the cleaver and hides her face in her hands, sobbing. Grab the cleaver to keep it away from her. It grew even longer. It's now 2.5 meters long. This is terrible. He's a monster. A monster. She runs out of the apartment crying. She can't abandon him like this. You ask Daigo for some patience as you go fetch his mother back. No longer able to speak, all he can do is gurgle and nod his head. I'm gonna rest once more. Just a little dog shit. We are doom maxing a little bit. Yeah, I thought that was true as well. You find Daigo's mother and she agrees to return. When you two return to the apartment, she suddenly screams and falls backward in terror. Jarman, please. You run inside and find Daigo sitting on the floor. You gasp in horror when you realize that it's his own tongue wrapped around his neck, choking him. You rush to help him, grabbing onto the slick, slippery tongue. Only then you notice something at the very tip of it. The monstrous tongue lashes out at you, quickly unwrapping itself from Daigo's neck. Can't help but smile. It begins choking you. Does 5 stamina damage? Are you serious? That's a lot of stamina damage. What the hell? Ah, man. I want to flash it to get the dodge chance, but... Can we kill it next turn? If we throw something. Yeah, I'll go. It's definitely hunger for my flesh. I think I'll brace. Take the guaranteed 2 stamina damage. Can't breathe. It is choking you. Crush the tongue with the monkey wrench. Choking and gagging, Daigo collapses onto the floor and vomits the strange creature out, along with copious amounts of blackish blood. As for the eldritch tongue itself, its spasms come to a stop in the puddle of the dark liquid. Your neighbor gasps for air as his mother helps him back onto his feet and moves him to the nearby sofa. Much to the relief of you two, Daigo already looks much healthier and even regained his ability to speak. Thank you for everything, he gasps, wiping his forehead with the tissue, slowly calming down. That's when you notice that his mother, her eyes fixed on the dead alien tongue, has grabbed a ruler. You ask her what she's doing. I just want to know, she says with a trembling voice. She kneels in front of the creature's slick corpse and takes the final measurement. It was 4 meters long. Daigo's mother has the remains of the alien creature destroyed at the crematorium ran by one of her relatives. Daigo soon gets better and returns to school, but since that terrible day, you're continuously conscious of your tongue, and you can't find a place for it in your mouth. It feels like it doesn't belong in there. Got fetid fumes. No more resting for us, no big deal. I think Fast Hands is the one that gives the multiple items, but I know for a fact that I'm pretty sure we have knowledge rods in the lighthouse. So I think I'll get the freebie knowledge and just continue to upgrade my strength. It's not like we're getting a lot of combats this run anyways. Get even more experience points. We're on to our last mystery. The rabid rhyme of a rapacious raven. Little raven, hungry raven, living in a deep dark hole. My friend was very craven, so the raven ate him whole. This dreadful rhyme is making its rounds around Shiokawa primary schools as of late. More and more children memorizing the lines and singing them out at random times. And when the song is sung, a child is fated to disappear. They disappear overnight, right from their homes and from their parents' hands, never to be seen again. The police is hopeless and the parents in town are borderline hysterical. Is there a way to stop this madness? A nearby primary school has had several of its pupils disappear in the past few days. Maybe one of the teachers can tell you about this morbid case. bad time to be out of cash, man. I want to save the kids. I've heard that Miss OO's twins disappeared last night. Poor woman, says one of the teachers. After some persuasion, he gives you Miss OO's address. She lives in a 2-story house down the street. Numerous ravens are perched on the rooftops and power lines nearby. The birds are watching you approach the woman's house with curiosity and total silence. Their little eyes follow you as you cross the gate and walk up to the door. When you knock on it, the ravens start cawing en masse and taken to the air. By the time a young woman opens the door, the entire flock has disappeared from the rooftops. My little girls, I was watching them in bed as they slept and turned around to put away their toys. And the next moment, I knew they were gone. The door and the window were closed, but they disappeared anyway. Maybe this little hungry raven is some evil spirit or a demon. Hopefully you can find some leads in the local library. A tall woman with an unsettling face and twitching lips stops you. Plus 5 XP. From an old folklore book, you hear about a flesh-eating raven which tormented a certain village. As it turns out, the village is not very far from Shiokawa. When you arrive at the village, you immediately notice that it's strangely quiet in here. Walking through the village, you're suddenly pulled behind a building. 2 menacing figures block your escape. Do you serve the old ones? I think I'll say yes, because serve what would cost us a bunch of reason. And we have fetid fumes. We'd probably be forced to rest, for the most part. Because I'm pretty sure Charisma Girl and the Ear Slurper Slurp are in the lighthouse. And we're not doing that bad, dude. Boom. Got Hermit and Hiroyoki Mizutani. Plus, we can always visit the monument. Funds or stamina. There we go. That should be good. The villagers haven't heard anything about the disappeared children or any demonic birds for that matter. They do tell you that there's an old lady who's terrified of ravens. She lives in the lone cottage in the middle of the rice paddies. We've got Lumpy Officer. Classic Testicle Man. Have a 90% chance to hit. So in theory we could flash him. That would give us a 100% chance to hit. And we could get 2 attacks for 5, doing 10 damage to him. The alternative would be to brace and strong attack. We could get 7 damage round for 2 stamina or 14 for 4 stamina. And then kill it the next turn. I think the flashing makes more sense. Though it will suck very terribly if we get smacked. We probably won't. We got smacked. He tries to grab me. I smack him 3 times with the wrench. Boom. Oh, he gives handcuffs now? That's so fucking goated. What the hell? You approach the door to the cottage and politely knock on it. An old woman opens the door and lets you in. When you tell her about the disappeared children in the Raven rhyme, she gets wide-eyed and gasps in terror. Now we got handcuffs for the arms and the legs. She grasps at her head, hiding her face in her hands. Oh no, the accursed bird is back. Please, for your own sake, don't even think about going after it. Just turn around and leave. Fuck the children, I beg you. Charisma check success. I meant like fuck them as in... That was awkward. I was young, I was 8 years old, and I had 4 siblings, 60 years ago. We sang the tune, and the same evening, the raven came to take us to the forest. I barely escaped, leaving my siblings behind. Please leave before the raven devours you too. Walking down the road from the old woman's house, you suddenly hear some children crying in the distance. It's coming from the direction of the forest. I'm gonna handcuff this raven. You roam the forest for several minutes until you find the source of the crying. Two girls about 8 years old each. Seeing you, they quickly run towards you, but when you turn around, your way is blocked by the trees you could swear were not there before. The village can't be that far away, right? You try to backtrack your way out of the forest, but it seems you're going in circles. You always end up in the same spot where you first found the girls. Then you hear the rustle of wings above you. The raven perches on the branch of a dead tree and stares at you silently, its eyes empty and pale. Every fiber of your being is telling you to one thing, to grab the children and run the hell away. I want to see what happens if we are defiant and succeed, because we have a very high chance of succeeding. So I will do it this time. Okay. You step in front of the raven and look it in the eye. It starts getting darker and darker around you until the bird suddenly croaks, flapping its wings angrily, plus 10 XP. You rise from your knees and look at the raven, whose shape is slowly distorting into nothingness. It croaks one last time and takes off into the air, dissolving into a cloud of black smoke a few seconds later. You stare at the sky for a while longer, but the raven does not reappear. As the twins start to sob and cry, you reassure them that everything will be okay and start leading them out of the forest. Half an hour later, you reach the village and take them to a local inn. The inn owner quickly calls the police when you tell him what has happened and explain who the children are. After the police arrives, you're questioned about the missing children. The detectives listen attentively to your story. When you mention the encounter with the ghostly raven, they look at each other briefly. Alright, so I think that'll be all. Thank you for answering our questions. Have a nice day. The police lets you go without further ado. As you walk back to Shiokawa, you cautiously eye every raven you happen to pass by. The twins are safely returned to Miss Oop, and she personally thanks you for finding them. However, all of the other children that disappeared during the Raven Rhyme Panic, as the media have dubbed it, are still missing to this day. You can only hope that by banishing the demonic bird, no other child will suffer the same morbid fate. Plus 10 XP is pretty good. Got time skip, which is pretty not good. I think improvise obviously makes the most sense. I'll get more strength. Take our final Bathola, regain a little extra stamina. At 9 stamina, 8 reason. I think that means we cannot lose in the lighthouse from stat loss, because there's no way we'd lose the strength check or the knowledge check. There isn't a strength check, but just saying, like, of all the events, it's only possible to lose 9 stamina maximum. So, second enemy, tongue. Thank you, Yanli, for the reminder. Knowledge rods, easy peasy. Second mystery, easy peasy. Charisma girl, -3 reason. Dex, -3 stamina. VR, ear short, -3 reason. So that's 3 stamina, 6 reason, which is within bounds. One of the buttons is blanked. We only fought 3 enemies the entire fucking run. What the hell? Amazing. Following the rods. Use Zappy Zap. Easy peasy. The second one is the orphan. The second one was not the orphan. I started with the orphan. No. You're stopped by a girl wearing a dirty black uniform. She commits honorable seppuku. And we find a switch, cutting our arms. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Kick that spider nest out of here. As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You managed to stop the ritual awakening. The Eldritch Old God. What's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right again. Congratulations, you are safe for now. Very fantastic. It's a nice straightforward run. Man, if we had a Piturafu with that beeping mystery, it would have been so fucked. How about see how easy these mysteries are with the good old Knight Errant, Puppet, and Herald? Sure, sounds good to me. I think we'll pass by easily. Flying cover colors. First try. It's not going to even be hard. 100% chance of success. So, Puppet. Knights Errant. Harbinger of Doom. Herald. It's my pleasure to invite everyone to the most magnificent ball of your lives. And the last one. Let's see what's in the lighthouse. So it's going to be Charisma, Takashi, Second Mystery, Ear Slurpy Slurp, Dex, Strength. Very good. There are a bunch of... It will be a nice revenge. There are a bunch of injury-giving events in this mod pack, which are a little bit dangerous to the puppets. I think for the puppet I use the occult shop, usually. I mean, I think a dex build would probably be pretty okay with her. But I'll do the occult shop. I mean, I think how I succeeded last time was I went to Legal Den and bought a rifle. I don't think I'll do that, but I might get a perception weapon. Got an empty bottle, which is pretty nice. Get a little extra XP. Okay. Oof. Yeah, I noticed that Puppet does actually have a second outfit. Something truly Puppet, which I'll take as well. I know, right? Indeed, it is creepy. Guess I'll start with the novella of the notations. Or maybe the writer? I think the notations make sense. Nauseating novella of neural notations. You grimace, rubbing your forehead once again. It all started this morning, and despite your efforts, you can hear it clearly. Beeping. Terrible, incessant beeping. Deep inside your head. You thought it was just a headache, but it's persistent. And what's worse, it's getting louder. What could be the cause of it? You wonder if it could be some harmful radiation coming from your home electronics. Your uncle once told you some wartime stories about death rays and mind control experiments and such. So who knows? First things first, we're going shopping. Tainted Violin is pretty good. I'll equip that now. And we got the small candle for our weapon, which is also very good. Could potentially visit the illegal den, see if we can get a cool item from it. The Champagne maybe, but we don't have any allies. I'll restock it once. Wine bottle. That's pretty good. It will kill us though, so we have to be careful. We need to get one more dex point. Coolio. All the electronics in your apartment are working just fine. You stick your head outside the door. Maybe something's wrong with your apartment block's power network? The buzz of the electric current does seem awfully familiar to the beeping inside your head. As you prepare a bath, you think of all the possible leads so far. I just left to do laundry really quickly. Her face scared me half to death. Yeah, he's got a spooky face. I think I'll take the cold bath because we'll have a stamina surplus for sure. You notice that the silence of your apartment makes the beeping worse, so you decide to leave. Maybe some fresh air will help clear your head. Maybe the sounds of the lively city will drown out all the beeping. Okay, yeah, get some more stamina loss. It's useless. No matter what you do, the beeping continues. I'm gonna put this in storage so I don't accidentally commit seppuku. It is slowly making you increasingly tired and miserable. It is time to seek help elsewhere. Perhaps the local neurologist will have a cure for your ailment. Put that in hospital. Looks at the station. I guess I'll store the inspiring novel. Oh, you can get 2 funds for the novel. That's interesting. Oo-san, the elderly neurologist, welcomes you to his office. He is a professional and is very intrigued about the noise that plagues you. Alright, Mr. Oo-san says, opening a medical book. Let's start with the basics. An hour comes and goes while the neurologist listens attentively as you describe the noise. He even goes as far as to consider unknown and uncommon cases from previous years. He tries to make a proper diagnosis, but in the end, all he can do is to give you some sleeping pills. Somehow you doubt these will help. Sitting at the bench in front of the hospital, you almost give in to despair. That beep, beep, beep is getting unbearable. Suddenly you realize something. The beeping, it's not random. There's a pattern to it. A repeating one? Is it some sort of signal or message? Could there be something in the local library about this? Yeah, tonight's pretty bad. I'm lucky I don't really have it. Trying not to think much about the head-splitting headache, you grab some books about spies and ciphers, communication codes. You soon realize the pattern is most probably Morse code. -1 stamina. You focus on finding out more, and then you notice something odd. Whenever you turn to look past Shiokawa towards the nearby forest, the beeping feels a little stronger. Could the source of the signal be hidden in there? If we get a grip, I think we lose reason. Get lost in thoughts as a charisma check, or we lose stamina. I'll lose stamina. Oh, plus 10 XP. You continue deeper into the forest as the sun slowly descends behind the horizon. With each passing minute, the beeping gets louder and louder. It's starting to make you nauseous, but you feel that you must press on to find the source of the sounds, or the sounds inside your head will drive you insane. Boom, plus 10 XP. You start walking up a hill, noticing a strange structure on top. When you get there, you can't believe your own eyes. It's a radio transmitter. A large metal antenna is pointed towards Shiokawa. A parabolic dish is pointing upwards, towards the moon. You scream as the beeping inside your head suddenly intensifies tenfold. The strength of the noise knocks you off your feet, and the world starts spinning before your eyes. You can feel your stomach twisting into knots, almost causing you to puke. But underneath your right hand, you can feel the cold surface of a large rock. Screaming in agony, you grab the rock and launch yourself at the transmitting array. Clang, clang, thonk, crunch, clang. Sparks fly and smoke starts to rise from the mangled metal and damaged circuitry, but you do not striking the damn thing. A few minutes later, the rock slips from your hands as you collapse your knees, exhausted. You breathe loudly, staring at the starry sky. Moments later, you realize something. The beeping, it's finally stopped. While riding the bus back to Shiokawa, your head fills up with numerous questions about the signal and the transmitter itself. You'll probably never find answers to any of these questions, but at least you are free from that hellish noise. Got Blood Moon and School Curfew. Blood Moon is pretty fucking terrible. School Curfew, not that terrible. Doing pretty good on stats, all things considered. Take the bathola, fill the empty bottle with water, regain a little extra reason. We're back to 10 and 10. I guess for our next mystery, we should do something new. I'll do the succulent salt shrine, because that sounds funny. Surprising story of a succulent salt shrine. Looks like a building in Maryland a little bit. Workers who were digging out a tunnel to expand the railway network around Shiokawa made a startling discovery. Inside a cave, they found an old shrine built out of rock salt and human bones. The police and local authorities have asked the citizens to leave the shrine alone. But everyone is hoping to take a glance at the mysterious temple, or perhaps acquire a souvenir or two. For you, the emergence of the shrine in these strange times is all but coincidental. There are questions you have, and perhaps you can find some answers inside the shrine of salt and bones. Everyone, from local historians to bar owners, is excited about this discovery, hoping that the shrine will become a tourist trap. Intrigued, you decide to check it out yourself. But first you go to the police station to lower the threat level. Crabs are feasting. This is a dex check. I guess I'll escape. -2 reason. Either something terrible happened, or the authorities really mean it. The area where the shrine was found has been put under lock and key, and policemen are turning the locals away. You wonder if there's another way in. You find a side entrance to the construction site. It obviously hasn't seen much use, and the chain keeping the gate closed is quite rusty. So this is dex check. This is probably perception. This is probably strength. I'm going to break the chain. Strength check success. Ha ha ha! With the combined strength of a sharp rock and your muscles, you break one of the chain's links. You make it look like the chain is still secure. When you're ready to investigate the shrine, you'll have an easy way in. Based. The origins and builders of the strange shrine are shrouded in mystery. Perhaps you can learn something about its past from the City Hall's archives. You're told that a family of famous salt sculptors lived in Shiokawa 100 years ago, but they moved to a nearby village for unknown reasons. Fortunately, there's a bus line that stops by the village. Hopefully the sculptors' descendants still live there. Okay, we do have funds. I guess I'll buy a magic item. Human skull. Sweet. Random result after casting a spell. We have no spells. An elderly villager shakes her head. That family is long dead. Violence and insanity has claimed their lives. Their grandson lives in the nearby forest, but nobody's seen him in years. I would stay away from him if I were you. You find the decrepit house of the sculptor's descendant, and his skeleton covered in cobwebs and rotten clothes. You return to Shiokawa the first chance you get. Storm clouds arrive from across the sea. The rain begins to fall as you walk towards the construction site. Obviously, I'll take my free statue. Using the side entrance you found earlier, you get inside the construction site. You'll wonder what exactly you will find in the Shrine of Salt and Bones. You climb down the ladder and reach the floor of the salt cave. The ancient shrine stands in the middle of a ring of stalagmites. A strange smell besides that of salt lingers in the air. Guess I'll enter the shrine. The door is locked by a diagram with movable blocks. It's a puzzle. After 10 minutes later, you groan in frustration and give up. Puzzles, it seems, are not your thing. A loud rumble interrupts your investigation of the cave and the salt shrine. While wondering where the noise is coming from, you are too late to notice the cracks in the salt-encrusted cave walls. Part of the cave wall comes crashing down onto the shrine, and the seawater starts rushing in. You're knocked off your feet by the sudden deluge. I think that's Kiri in the picture. It's interesting. The opulent shrine, built out of salt and bones, is smashed apart by the waves. You wrap your hands around a large stalagmite to avoid being swept up by the current. A curious whistling sound makes you turn around. It takes you a while to process what you're looking at. A pale white squid with dozens of tentacles thrashing about in the water. The alien being nimbly navigates the strong current and quickly escapes into the sea. The whistling sound is soon replaced by the rumble of rushing seawater. Hello, Daniel Steves. As you slowly pull yourself up towards the exit from the cave, escaping the sudden flood. Drenched but alive, you make your way home, the heavy rain washing the salt from your skin and clothes. The next day, the local media report the destruction of the shrine and indefinite postponement of the railway expansion. You, on the other hand, are troubled by some dark thoughts. Did you release an ancient sleeping monster into the sea? Or was the shrine destined to be destroyed and you were just a spectator? Surprising story of a succulent salt shrine ending A. Got fetid fumes and freaky flood. No big deal. Yeah, I remember you saying something about that. I forgot about morbid inspiration. We could have gotten like a whole level up from the previous mystery. Fuck. How'd it go, Daniel Steves? Guess I'll get a little dex. Push ourselves out of the instant death threshold just by a little bit. Drink the bottled water. Regain the bottled water. There's one mystery that's god-awful and completely killed my run by itself. Interesting. Was it the beeping one? Or the village one? Guess I'll do the bloom next. Achoo. You glance at the salaryman, passing you as he adjusts his face mask. That's yet another person suffering from the seasonal allergies that you've seen today. It wouldn't bother you if not for the fact that people with allergies have started abruptly and randomly disappearing from the city. Yeah, I had the beeping one this very run. Each day you find a new missing person's poster, or hear radio reports about this guy or that girl disappearing. And the only thing that connects the missing persons is their allergy to the pollen. Who or what is behind these strange disappearances? Returning home with the groceries, you wonder if maybe some of your neighbors know any of the missing people. It wouldn't hurt to ask them. I'll power. Do I want to power through, actually? I'm very susceptible to death by injury. Nah, fuck that shit. You have a lead. A member of the local high school track and field team has recently disappeared. She is suffering from allergies and disappeared during a jog at the outskirts of the city. Maybe her friends know something else about her disappearance. Boom, -2 reason. You learn about another person who has gone missing. A student teacher who moved recently to Shiokawa disappeared after taking the night bus outside the city. He lived in a small house by the sea with his aunt, a retired naturalist, and she apparently disappeared as well the very next day. Walking down the seaside, you realize that a large cloud of pollen is moving towards you. Wide-eyed, you gawk at the cloud for several minutes until you realize that people around you are looking at you funny. Embarrassed, you move on. Guess I'll take a rest. Oh, we have fetid fumes. Ugh. Our reason is so fucked. Mr. OOO, the missing neighbor, was also suffering from allergies as of late. He was an avid mushroom picker and had a hobby of collecting postal stamps, his family says. Another neighbor mentions that lately they've heard Mr. OOO murmur something about the main bus station. You stop just outside the bus station. Something is off about this woman. You can see she isn't drunk, but her movements are very strange and irrational. She is staring off into the distance with a weird smile on her face and is stumbling over her own feet. I think your okay miss will probably be a charisma check. She is unable to hold a conversation, just mumbles something incoherently. What's wrong with her? -1 reason. Very unfortunate. Everyone has connections with the forest. It's a reason-sucking enemy. Please stop fucking my reason up. What the hell? So you get a 77% chance to hit it for 3. We'd have to do this 7 times, we would die. I think we have to flee, probably. And we have the small candle, so it's not really much penalty to it. You roam the forest for quite a while. The dreadful silence of it unnerves you. There's no birds singing, no insects buzzing. The air is full of pollen, and what's worse, you've started picking up the faint scent of blood. Dozens of human bodies litter the flower glade. The sight of pretty flowers growing amongst the corpses is rather out of place. The sweet scent of the flower nectar mixing with the sweet scent of the rotting flesh. Then you hear it, buzzing coming from the inside of the corpses. You finally see their abdomens inflate, bulge, and pop, spraying the surroundings with gore. Large dragonflies slowly crawl out of the holes, their wings and thoraxes covered in blood. One by one, they take into the air, buzzing aloud, swirling like a cloud in the air. That's when you realize that there's several of them behind you. You've been surrounded by the giant dragonflies, a multitude of eyes all staring at you with curiosity. Just when you think it's over, that the dragonflies will make you their first dinner, or even worse, their next host. They fly up and towards the sunset. A minute or so later, the buzzing is too far for you to hear it. You're alone, surrounded by pretty flowers and broken bodies. The pollen must have carried the dragonfly eggs to receptive human hosts, you tell yourself. This is a ridiculous idea, and yet you cannot come up with a more plausible explanation. Even after the disappearances abruptly stop, you cannot shake off the feeling that this is not the last time you've seen those dragonflies around. Boom, roads closed. And riots. Roads closed is pretty bad, depending on the mystery. The other one, less so. We're at max stamina, so we don't need a refilled bottle. We do have a wine bottle that we probably should keep in mind, because we can drink it without dying, because it lowers all your stats by 1 until the end of the mystery. That's why I put in storage in the beginning. Guess I'll do the depressing drama of the Death Diary. We can confirm that these 2 teenagers also died of heart attacks, says the police spokesperson before the station cuts back to the news lady. Doctors are unsure how such healthy young people could die of heart attacks, but the school staff has announced the suspension of physical activities as a precaution. You do a little counting. In total, 7 teenagers have met their untimely deaths. Who or what could have stopped them? The first order of business would be to find out more about this weird case. Listening to some gossip at the high school should do the trick. I think this is going to be a Death Note reference. It's this entire mystery. All of the victims were either well-known bullies or popular kids at the school. It's kind of hard to find a connection between these 2 groups. You also hear a curious rumor about a death-dealing diary. You begin to wonder if heart attacks can be induced on demand. Can the modern medicine help here? You find yourself in an old, unused part of the hospital. -2 stamina, -3 stamina. The doctor investigating the sudden deaths tells you that certain enzymes and chemicals can provoke heart attacks, but none of these were detected in the bodies of the victims. It's time you look at the very start of all this and find information about the 2 first victims. Definitely, I'm just going to get the experience points. You learn the names of the first 2 victims. Taro, the son of a wealthy banker, and his newest girlfriend, Eri. Apparently, Eri had some other boyfriend whom she ditched after Taro bought her expensive jewelry. A few days later, Eri and Taro were found dead of apparent heart attacks. Could this ex-boyfriend be responsible for their deaths? Definitely I'm gonna take a detour. Our stats are pretty bad. We're not that high on Doom. The name of Eri's ex-boyfriend is Daisuke Hidaka. He was the previous leader of the boxing club until he was ousted from that position by one of Taro's friends. When you learn that this friend also suffered a fatal heart attack, you decide to confront Daisuke. One of his classmates says that he likes to hang out on the school rooftop. After reaching the rooftop, you spot a young man in gym clothes holding on to a black book in his hands. When he spots you, he tries to flee. So, block his escapes, probably Dex. I'm going to try to catch him. But this could be... One of these is strength, one of these is Dex. Actually, talk him down is charisma. We're better at charisma. Nope. Explain that you're not his enemy. He responds by shoving you away against the wall and running down the stairs. Well, fuck me, I guess. He has fled the school and you lose sight of him. You learn his family's address from one of the other kids, though. There's only one way to know if he ran home or not. I wonder if there'll be a boss fight. What are you doing here? Daisuke yells when you corner him in his apartment. You tell him how it went. Taro and Eri made fun of him, and Taro's friends joined in on the act, so Daisuke decided to get rid of them all. Fine, you're right. I killed them. They made fun of me too, and they abused me and other kids too, so I got rid of them all. He sighs wearily. Before you call the cops on me, can you tell me your name? I want to know the name of the worthy opponent who brought me down like this. Obviously not. He grits his teeth when you refuse. Fine, I'll do this the old-fashioned way, he says, as he lunges at you. Motherfucker, I should have rested, damn it. I'll deal with you, and then I'll get rid of all the bullies in Shiokawa. Fixing the world one bully at a time. Fuck, he's a boxer too. Okay, so we could get 2 attacks, do 6 damage. We would lose that way. We might be able to brace, but we would not be able to reliably attack if we do brace. I could try dodging. Get a guaranteed attack. That wouldn't really help. I think we probably do want to just rush him down. If we do 6 damage, he goes down to 20 HP. Probably gonna have to throw something. I'll throw the skull at him. Does 2 damage to him. We'll throw the bottle to... I'll start with the attack. Daisuke uppercuts you. So if we do 6 damage, we'll be down to 12 HP and I can handcuff him. The only issue is that that's kind of cutting it pretty close. Alternatively, we throw the bottle and we strong attack. I think we do that. I handcuff his bitch ass. How dare you? Damn it. I should have rested. I got so fucked up. Daisuke falls to the ground dead. That's when you notice it. It's the fabled death diary laying on the desk. So the rumor you've heard was true. Daisuke was using this book to induce heart attacks in those bullied and mistreated him in the past few days. You shudder when you realize that if you told him your name, Daisuke would have induced a fatal heart attack in you as well. You pick up the diary and start flipping through the pages, but they're all empty. There's no names, no dates, nothing at all. It's as if nobody ever written anything in the diary. Then on the last page, you see this. Daisuke Hidaka, cause of death, killed at home by an unknown assailant. You scream in panic when the diary suddenly bursts into flames. You drop the book, which falls to the ground and quickly burns to nothing. There's not even a single flake of ash remaining. The diary is gone. Knowing the police won't believe you about the heart attack-inducing death diary, you run from the apartment. As expected, the plague of sudden heart attacks abruptly ends, and soon the police closes the investigation as well. Only one question remains unanswered. Who wrote Daisuke's name in the diary? I feel like that's probably was written after he died. For being real here. Don't think haunting dreams really matters for us. I guess I'll get quick thinking. I'll improve my knowledge. Got Heart of Darkness and Winds of Plague. Thank goodness we don't have the contaminated water. I think I might do the wine bottle thing now. It's a little bit risky, but I could fill the bottle up and get 1 more stamina. We could drink the energy drink too to kind of... As long as we don't get the hallucinations curse, I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I'm doing it. Now we take the Bathola, fill the empty wine bottle, regain a little extra stamina, drink even more water. Very good. Oh, we could get the hangover cured at the hospital. I'll do the creepy cicadas, I think. Caconic chirping of the creepy cicadas. Cicadas have emerged early this year and in much larger numbers than usual. Their chirping is absolutely deafening, and what's worse, they exhibit the most impossible behavior. They behave like humans. Thank you, Elian. They take bus rides and visit shops and the school and the hospital. They meet at the playgrounds and at the bars, chirping loudly together. Some people try to get rid of them, some are terrified, some are thrilled. Why did the cicadas suddenly start behaving like this? Is this the influence of some evil monstrosity, or... Guy will visit the doctor's office. It gives us painkiller as well. Badly bruised. Not that bad. One of the cicadas has just went down the stairs and out of your apartment building. It's headed downtown. Could it lead you to the explanation behind these recent events? Someone taps you on your back. Sorry, is the bus still running? I'm so late for a meeting. The boss is gonna kill me. Is this our second enemy? From the last mystery? No, we fled from someone else, so our second enemy must have been Boxer Man, actually. Okay. It's doing 3 all damage. Bracing we could do, but then kind of be dueling him for a long ass time. We could normal attack and strong attack. I was gonna pop the novel. I'm so fucking dumb sometimes. God damn it. Oh well, there's nothing to be done now. I could throw the bottle to defeat him, and then we lose 6 all, which is not great. Novel. Pop. Energy drink. You don't really need to pop. I mean, we're not gonna get enough decks for the lighthouse, so I'm doing it. The cicadas skittering around along the ground ridiculously fast for such a small critter. You turn the corner and wait, what's that? You peek from around the corner as the cicada you've been following meets up with 2 others. What are they doing? They chirp one after another, clearly having some sort of conversation. The meeting ends after a while. The other cicadas disappear into the nearby alleys while your cicada continues its run. Where's it going now? You decide to follow it from earlier. It is making a beeline towards the high school. A while later, you notice other cicadas going in the same direction. You stop in front of the local high school. This late in the afternoon, it's closed, but this doesn't stop a cloud of cicadas to cross the gate back and forth. You observe them for a while and finally realize what they're doing. Stealing. Every so often, a cicada leaves the school grounds carrying a small item on its back, a ruler, a piece of plywood, a plastic cap. Human-like behavior, secretive group meetings, theft of items from the school? Are these cicadas intelligent? What sort of sinister deed are those insects planning? The one you've been following has just boarded a bus. You cannot let it escape. When you board the bus, you freeze. Almost every seat is occupied by a cicada or 2 or more. Terrified, you look at the driver as he closes the door. Look, they've been doing this for the past few days. I've already stopped questioning it. I just want to do my job, you know. So please sit down and enjoy the trip. You sit down near the front door where there's no cicadas. Sometimes you turn and look at them only to see them staring back or chirping secretively with each other. You're sure they're on to you. When you leave the bus after the cicadas, you realize that they're nowhere to be seen. How could they all run away so quickly? Someone in the village must have seen them, right? No one answers the door. I think I'll do the scavenge the room for useful items, because that's just stamina loss on failure. The only thing that the villagers know about cicadas is that the local forest is teeming with them. Day and night, it's all noise. We can't sleep because of them, they say, clearly exhausted. You have a feeling that you're being watched when you hear a branch snapping. It's this duder. I guess I'll confront the person. Plus 2% doom. Going deeper into the forest, you hear chirping that grows louder and louder with each step you take. Finally, you reach a large mound of dirt with dozens of cicadas scurrying about. The cicadas have built a miniature temple. You stare in disbelief as the cicadas gather around it. Their attention seems to be focused on the strange black idol in the center of the shrine. As they begin a rhythmic chant, the ground under you starts to shake. Intervene. You run towards the tiny temple and attempt to stop the ritual. Unsure of what to do, you reach under the roof of the shrine and touch the black idol. Suddenly, there is a bright light. The beam of light erupting from the shattered idol disappears as abruptly as it appeared, and it takes a moment for your eyes to get accustomed to the normal sunlight again. After a while, you stand up and survey the damage. The temple is no more burnt cinders. The surroundings are littered with hundreds of charred, dead cicadas. You step closer to inspect the broken idol, only to find that it has disappeared. With nothing else to do, you leave the area, preparing for the long walk home. The chanting cicadas never return to Shiokawa, and people are relieved that their deafening chirping is gone. If only they knew the truth. If it was Koji, he would have taken a photo. Price hike. Store closed. Neither of these are a big deal. We do have Long Lighthouse, so that is important to consider. And take the Bathola. Refill the bottle. With Painkiller and Bottle, we can't dive Stamina, so I'm going to get the XP for a level up. Yes, Folklore Studies. We super juice our knowledge. That way, we have a decent fighting ability. Boom, 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 boom. Very good. Have nothing in our storage, no reason to rest. We begin our climb. Stop by a girl, -3 reason. Stop by a Takashi. I'll drink the bottle of water. Has 26 HP, he's doing 3 doom damage. We have an 85% chance to hit. So we can get 3 attacks, basically. 2 guaranteed, 1 almost guaranteed. Be 9 damage per turn. There we go. Could do another 9 damage. That is a lot of Dune to be tanking. Maybe we brace, just get a guaranteed hit. I mean, that's the same as the other sequence, so we might as well. It says just give up, kiddo. Don't think I will just give up. Okay, I think we can kill him now. Just gotta throw the candle. Yep, easy peasy. Get out of here, Takashi. Candle does 2 damage, which is nice. I have no idea what my second mystery was. Oh, Oyana has created a reminder. Salt Shrine. Thank you very much. Plus 10 XP. I've saved the run. Ear slurp slurp. -3 reason. Find a switch. -3 stamina. Disconnect the plug. -3 stamina. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Get that trombone out of here. As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You manage to stop the ritual awakening the Eldritch Old God, but what's done is done. It will stir in its slumber again and again until the stars are right again. Congratulations, you are safe for now. Oh yeah, we were doom minimizing. The opposite of doom maxing. Which is very good. I think I'll do a full randomness run now. Random character, random background. Or maybe if we really... Oh, no, wait. I was going to say if we really wanted to do it, we could have done the cards, but the cards doesn't work with custom mysteries. Revenge accomplished indeed. Um... We could do commoner, but that would be pretty fucking spicy. Yeah, maybe we will. Very good. For the old god, I guess I'll pick... I want to say Athiwasheth, maybe? Just because I like him. Okay, we've got Priest Man. Which is what it is. I guess I'll get extra faith. Just to regain a little extra stuff. Yep, this is all looking almost good, except for the boom. There we go. Got library notes. I think I'll juice it once. Got Kanumfa ritual. We also have Midas Touch. Midas Touch is actually pretty good. Start tearing off fingernails. I like his incognito outfit. Up to 3 funds already. We didn't take the Bathola. There we go. I'll get a little extra stamina so I can use the Midas Touch again. Let's see. Looks like all mysteries we've seen before. Which is what it is. I guess I could reroll. No, it's the same mysteries, just re-shuffled a little bit, I think. Maybe? No, not even that. Is there any... Guess I'll start with the seashells. And according to eyewitness testimony, the crazed assailants was holding a spiral seashell in their other hand. This gruesome stabbing act is yet another violent act that took place recently in Shiokawa. Local marine biologists believe that some sort of chemical compound released by the decaying plankton might be responsible. You turn off the radio and begin to think about the story. Could there really be a connection between the seashells and the recent acts of violence in Shiokawa? First of all, you ought to have a look at these seashells yourself. If the story is true, the seashells should be aplenty at the local beach. Nothing stops you from picking up a few for a closer look. Of course, something does stop us, and that is our shopping. What kind of weapon do I want? Probably, if we get a small candle... Actually, hold up. We can't gain XP. Whatever weapon we have should be a good weapon. Guess I'll go for the hardware shop. We could get a monkey wrench. Or... Oh, the stats are randomized. So the monkey wrench is doing even more damage than normal and is more accurate, but I think a bit slower. Oh, and the price is randomized too? What the hell? Yeah, fuck it, I'll get the monkey wrench. Then I'll use the Midas Touch once, maybe? No, Jarman's 3 for 2, Midas Touch is 4 for 2, so... Probably better just let Jarman get us. You easily find a large seashell, almost pale white in color. It's such a lovely spiral. Vivid images of you stabbing a child with a broken bottle flood your mind. In the corner of your eye, you spot a woman with a child walking by, and nearby, a bottle half buried in the sand. You drop the shell into the trash can and run away, the images inside your head slowly disappearing. Return home just in time to see some policemen establishing a crime scene in front of your apartment block. Did something happen? Return home to freshen up. Think I'll back out. That is stamina loss. Stabbed her boyfriend 7 times because the seashell told her so. She was such a calm, quiet girl, though. This is getting out of hand. Surely someone other than the police is investigating these violent acts. You ought to ask some people around. Got Book Boy. Very good. Even more minus doom. At least we'll be able to rest a bunch this run. We have a decent amount of knowledge, so I kind of want to check it out. -2 reason. Not good. Guess I'll rest a couple times. Before I execute this rest, I'm gonna Midas Touch as well. The woman you're looking for is a retired history teacher. She's a native of Shiokawa who apparently warned the locals about the seashells, but nobody would listen. You have to ask her about this weird case. If only you could find her address. Pool's empty. I think I'll turn on the lights. +1 reason, -1 reason, because of threat level. You obtain the elderly historian's address from one of the teachers. As it turns out, she still lives in Shiokawa, just a few blocks away from the city center. You knock on the door, and a raspy voice tells you to enter. Surrounded by the old encyclopedias and outdated atlases, the elderly historian is sipping her tea, eyeing you quizzically. The seashells, the repeating cycle of the awakening. The old woman then launches into a lengthy tirade about sunken cities, sleeping squids, and dying stars, all according to patterns observed by the astronomers of old. I tried to warn them, but they didn't listen. They never listen. The old lady rocks in her chair back and forth. A repeating cycle? The awakening? You rush towards the seaside, thinking that this must not be allowed to happen. The seashells must be destroyed before the cycle ends. Before I do that, I'm going to rest some more. And Midas Touch some more as well. Let's keep the stats evened out. Because we already rested once, so we might as well get that out of the way. Oh, cool, we got a free statue. The beach is devoid of people, but near the water's edge you notice some shiny white lumps buried in the wet sand. You gasp in horror when you approach the shells. They have eyes on them, human eyes, and they're all staring at you and blinking, perhaps wondering what you are going to do. Even now you can feel their alien stares drilling into your mind, placing suggestions of violence and gore in it. Unable to tolerate this anymore, you lift your foot and crush the nearby seashell underneath your boot, and then another and another. You crush the eye shells one by one. Squishy noises echo in your ears with each seashell you crush, the wet squish of crushed eyes. With the seashells destroyed, the violence diminishes and relative peace returns to Shiokawa. You think it's be the end of the story, and then you hear a news report about the spiral seashells watching up on the shores of a nearby town. Boom. Riots. No big deal. Mystery 1. So far, we're not getting screwed by our lack of level ups. What's our max stamina reason? 15 stamina? I guess I'll Midas Touch again. We have a real humongous surplus of stats, which is nice. Could potentially get another item with the occult shop or whatever. I guess since we have a surplus of stats, I should do the shadowy silhouettes one again. Strange sightings of the shadowy silhouettes. There it is again. Another one of those creepy shadowy beings looking at you from the nearby alley. When you approach one, they flee. When you run away, they keep staring until you lose them into the crowd. It's the 4th time you've seen one of them in the past 3 days. When you ask around, no one else sees them. Are you losing your mind, or is there something really weird happening? You hate the creepy stare of those two tiny eyes shaped like pinheads. You shake their gaze off and start to move. As always, you can simply lose them in the crowd. I mean, an occult shop visit wouldn't be too bad. If we could get a violin, I think I'll do it. Did not get the violin. Could get the bunny mask, though. I think that's worthwhile. It's even more stamina reason, which will help compensate for the no leveling up. Stop right there. You won't destroy my life's work. Can I brace or dodge? I cannot. I think I'll take the 40% gamble. There's no real reason not to. Easy peasy. Ha ha ha. Thanks for the XP, chump. To your horror, the shadowy being has started following you this time. It is slowly creeping through the crowd, its piercing gaze locked on you. Thank you for the reminder, El Yanley. You need to get out of this town. Some of your family lives in a nearby village. You need to call them and ask them for help. You see the silhouette of a woman calling out to you from the darkness of an apartment. As you approach, you notice there's something wrong with her face, and it is soon revealed that she has 2 of them. With the shadows no longer obfuscating her appearance, you attempt to run. However, a fierce grip grabs your shoulder. Two-faced woman. She has 20 power, which is less than the two-faced man. Even if we hit her... No, if we could hit her with the strong attack, that would bring her down to 11, and then we could do a gamble next turn. I think that's probably worth. She stabs her nails into your wounds. Not cool, woman. 60% chance of success. I think it's good odds. Easy peasy. Plus 15 XP and a ritual robe. Thank you for the reminder, Elianley. Got the ritual robe, which is fantastic as well. During the phone call, your cousin is obviously put off by your sudden request, but is accommodating enough to let you stay for a while, or at least for tonight. But to get to her home, you need to catch a bus that stops by her village, and for that you need to reach the bus station, and that's a few blocks away. Say a ghost of the boy appears this night, street at night, -1 stamina. You board the old bus and sit down in the seat near the door. You breathe a sigh of relief, not finding any of them amongst your fellow passengers. In about half an hour, you should be at your cousin's place. You arrive safely in the village. But when the bus drives away, you notice something. Who's that? You freeze when you realize one of them is staring at you from the back of the bus. Were they inside with you this whole time? Shaken, you walk towards the large house at the outskirts of the village. It's where your cousin and her parents live nowadays. You dare not to look into the windows of the buildings you pass on the way, fearful that you might see one of them somewhere. Boom. Get out handcuffs. When your cousin opens the door, you freeze in terror. You ignore her cheerful smile and hand raised in greeting. They are standing right behind her. You scream in horror, startling your cousin. You run away as fast as you can. Before you even realize it, you're sprinting down the road through the forest. Shiokawa lies on the other side, but you're not sure if you really want to go back. Unfortunately, you cannot stay in the forest forever. Night is approaching fast and it's starting to get cold outside. -2 reason from the trees. The alleys, the buses, your cousin's village, your entire hometown. They are hiding everywhere, ready to accost you. You run across the streets, trying your hardest not to look at the black faces and creepy stares all around you. Home. You can only be safe in your home. After running up the stairs, you turn around and look back to the ground floor. It's quite silent in here. In fact, you can't hear anyone coming from the outside. Did you lose them after all? So stay here for a moment. I think had negative results. I'm going to do this one. You scream in horror, the black shadows creeping into your own mind. Screaming in horror, you manage to finally slam the door shut and turn the key. You need to hide. You look around your apartment for a hiding place. The wardrobe should be large enough for you to fit in. You cram yourself inside and wait. Seconds turn into minutes, minutes turn into hours, but no one comes to harass you. The delicate smell of detergent lingers in here, but you're not bothered by it at all. Huddled against the wall, you don't even notice the moment you fall asleep. When you wake up, your body aches from the cramped area you slept in. Slowly you open the wardrobe's door and leave. The sun is shining happily through the windows, staring into your weary eyes. Cautiously, you approach the window in the kitchen and take a peek at the street below. There's some passers-by, the mailman, the elderly landlord, but you cannot see them anywhere. It's as if they've disappeared. You can only wonder if they're gone for good. For now, however, you're safe from the creepy stares. From that day onward, whenever you see them and your apartment block is nearby, you know that you can return home and hide in your wardrobe. One day, when it'll be too much for you, you think you'll hole yourself up there and never leave again. Okay. So it's just a straight up stat loss thing. I don't dislike that. You can opt out of the boss fight if you think you're too weak for it. So the reason loss for boss battle, both are ending A. Yep. It seems so. I don't know if there is any ending Bs. Maybe the Raven one. But the Raven one might just be like you run with the kids. Guess I'll do the Hobo one. I know with the Death Note one, it probably just kills you if you give the name, so don't think that would result in a B ending either. No, custom mysteries can have more than one ending. I read through the Ito file in the bathhouse one, and that's that's one where you can get two endings, right? You either bathe with Asuko and you get her as an ally and get the A ending, or you don't and you get the B ending. I think the A ending is default. I'm not sure why none of these mysteries have B endings. I mean, I don't dislike it. Another body was found in the old metro tunnel. Another half-eaten body chewed straight through. The tunnel in question was abandoned after the latest seawater flooding. The company maintaining the metro network relocated the line above ground years ago. Since then, it's been an infrequent home to a few homeless people, including one man now in the center of the story. The police suspects that this homeless man has lost his mind, becoming a cannibal and started killing nearby passerbys. but there's no proof supporting this theory as of yet. Could one homeless man truly be a cannibalistic criminal mastermind? Or is the real story behind the recent murders much more sinister? There might be a B ending in this mystery if we fail the strength check. Not sure. The police have found another partially eating body near the abandoned metro tunnel. A crowd of onlookers has already gathered at the crime scene. It's all Midas touch, why not? Cannot make your way to the front of the crowd and have to satisfy yourself with the glimpses of policemen. Quite a few people around you are exchanging information about the gruesome murder, though. Perhaps someone knows something interesting? Perception check failure. -1 reason. Taking a sippy sip. It's the same story as before. Someone was passing by the tunnel and found a corpse near the entrance, riddled with bite marks all over it. You wonder if someone perhaps knows more about the homeless man himself. He's got to at least have a name or something, right? Got a spell. Got Canunfa Ritual again. Guess I'll forget one of them. You learn that the man's been living in the tunnel pretty much since its closure, and has sometimes been seen bothering teenagers while drunk, but nobody knows his name. Another story you hear is that high schoolers believe a giant worm living in the school sewage pipes is behind the murders. The students at the school are sure to be a fountain of rumors and stories, including the one about the pipe worm. It might take time to find the source, though. The more you ask, the more you start to feel that something's wrong. When you realize that a pair of senior students has been trailing you since you arrived at the school, you quickly leave the area. An old metro tunnel and the local school, could they truly be connected? And does something truly monstrous travel from here to there through the sewer pipes? But that doesn't explain why the homeless man is present around the crime scene every time. I guess I'll observe the smog, because stamina loss would be better than reason loss for me. Plus 8 XP. Bingo! From the janitor you hear that the school is connected to the same sewer network that runs adjacent to the old metro tunnel. That the sewers are connected to the sea. If we wanted to go crazy with it, what we could do is try to get a flashlight. I don't think that's a bad idea. I know the hardware shop has a flashlight. There we go. It costs 4 funds, so we're gonna have to sell the library notes. I'll equip it temporarily, but I don't think we need it to be equipped necessarily. Guided by the words of an old man living nearby, you easily and quickly reach the entrance to the sewers located far from Shiokawa's beaches. I think it might need to be equipped for the event, but I'm not sure. The gate is easily opened, but then you realize how dark it is inside. You wonder if it is a good idea after all. With how dark it is inside, one bad step could send you plummeting into the sewage below, or something even worse. Flashlight on. Using the flashlight to navigate your way through the sewer makes the trip quick and easy, plus 5 XP. You push the manhole covering and climb out of the sewers. You've emerged just across the street from the entrance to the old metro tunnel. Wait, you could swear something is watching you from within the tunnel. Could it be the homeless man? You squint, trying to adjust your eyesight to the dimly lit metro tunnel as you step inside it. You stop in your tracks when you spot the homeless man with a large worm attached to his head. Is it trying to suck his brains out? Strength check success. Well, looks like we're not getting the ending this time either way. You grab onto the disgusting worm and start pulling. The screams of the man and the screeching of the worm work in tandem and drive you crazy. but they are cut short when you manage to pry the strange creature off the man's head and toss it to the ground. Plus 15 XP. You turn around when you hear a sudden scream. The homeless man is staring wide-eyed at the eldritch being you've just destroyed, and then screaming runs deeper into the tunnel. Your shouting that you won't hurt him have no effect, and that is the last you see of him. Exasperated, tired, and quite smelly, you turn around and leave the tunnel. It's about time you've had a shower. When you return home, an exasperated neighbor tells you that the police officers have cordoned off the old metro tunnel. You shudder when you hear there was no mention of the corpse of the mind-controlling worm. Did the police choose not to reveal its existence, or... Freaky Flood. Freaky Flood's not the greatest, not the worst. Now that it's not like a permanent run screwer, I do not care as much about the Freaky Flood. It's an okay one to have. Guess I'll do the writer first. Actually, maybe we should do the diary first, because there's going to be a boss fight at the end of it. Yeah, I think that makes more sense. Depressing drama of a death diary. We can confirm that these two teenagers have also died of heart attacks, says the police spokesperson before the station cuts back to the news lady. Doctors are unsure of how such healthy young people could die of heart attacks, but the school's staff have announced the suspension of physical activities as a precaution. You do a little counting. In total, 7 teenagers have met their untimely deaths. Who or what could have caused them? The first order of business would be to find out more about this weird case. Listening to some gossip at the local high school should do the trick. It's a bad time to be out of cash. Let's see, we're kind of on pace Doom-wise. We're going to face a stamina boss, so I'm going to lose the reason. All the victims were either well-known bullies or popular kids at the school. It's kind of hard to find a connection between these two groups. You also hear a curious rumor about the death-dealing diary. You begin to wonder if heart attacks can be induced on demand. Can modern medicine help here? The patient came back home, -2 stamina. The doctor investigating the sudden deaths tells you that certain enzymes and chemicals can provoke heart attacks, but none of these were detected in the bodies of the victims. It's time you look at the very start of all this to find information about the first 2 victims. Get a little sewer clown, painkillers. You learn the names of the first 2 victims, Taro, the son of a wealthy banker, and his newest girlfriend, Ari. Apparently, she had some other boyfriend whom she ditched after Taro bought her expensive jewelry. A few days later, Ari and Taro were found dead of apparent heart attacks. Could the ex-boyfriend be responsible for their deaths? Boom. Got Forgotten Specimen. Monkey Wrench is blunt, even with randomization. So we need to just hit it 3 times. No, just 2 times. I'm fine with losing a little extra reason, because we're facing a stamina boss. Got the chicken nugget. The name of Ari's ex-boyfriend is Daisuke Hidaka. He was the previous leader of the boxing club until he was ousted from that position by one of Tara's friends. When he learned that this friend also suffered a fatal heart attack, he decided to confront Daisuke. I'll put this away. Grab the chicken nugget, just so I don't forget. You decide to visit the rooftop. Okay, I'm gonna block his escape. Plus injury, it's strength check failure. Motherfucker. Damn it. Broken jaw is a minor injury. I mean, I guess I'll go to the hospital, heal this up. Yep, we got an extra painkiller, which is cool. Fix the broken jaw. Blood loss, minus 10% max stamina. It's not the greatest. I don't think we need to rest because we have so much stamina in reserve. So I'm not gonna. Uh-oh, we're fighting Vampire Princess. That's kind of not an ideal time to fight an enemy. We could do 12. I think we should probably run. It is fucking up our Doom levels, but you know. What are you doing here? Daisuke yells when you corner him in his apartment. You tell him how it went. Taro and Ari made fun of him, and Taro's friends joined in on the act, so he decided to get rid of them all. Fine, you're right. I killed them. They made fun of me and they abused me and the other kids too, so I got rid of them all. He sighs wearily. Before you call the cops on me, tell me your name. I want to know the name of the opponent who brought me down like this. Absolutely not. You're not gonna trick me, you bastard. Maybe another time we can like see what happens, but it's definitely just gonna kill us. I think it makes the most sense just to bash him with strong attacks. We lose 4 stamina, we bash him again and probably handcuff him. He uppercuts you. Then I handcuff him. Get trashed, Daisuke. He falls to the ground, dead. That's when you notice it. The fabled death diary lying on the desk. So the rumor you heard was true. Daisuke was using this book to induce heart attacks in those who bullied and mistreated him the past few days. You shudder when you realize that if you told him your name, Daisuke would have induced a fatal heart attack in you as well. You pick up the diary and start flipping the pages, but they're all empty. There's no names, no dates, nothing at all. It's as if no one's ever written anything in the diary. Then on the last page, you see this. Daisuke Hidaka, cause of death, killed at home by an unknown assailant. You scream in panic when the diary suddenly bursts into flames. You drop the book, which falls to the ground and quickly burns into nothingness. There's not even a single flake of ash remaining. The diary is gone. Knowing that the police won't believe you about the heart attack-inducing death diary, you run from the apartment. As expected, the plague of sudden heart attacks abruptly ends, and soon the police closes the investigation as well. Only one question remains unanswered. Who wrote Daisuke's name in the diary? Heart of Darkness, Long Lighthouse, no big deal. Let's see, 4 times 15 is 60. We're still on pace. Doom-wise. So that's not too terrible. I'll get a little extra stamina. Stamina's more valuable for the lighthouse. I think I'll do the orphan one. So I think it's more interesting than the wannabe rider one. And I'm gonna sip. Outlandish Odyssey of an Occult Orphan. Name, Shinsuke Nekuyama, age 17. Occupation, transfer student. Known for unwittingly bringing disasters and lethal accidents on everyone who hangs around him. His next victim, you. We're at 0 funds. Kinda don't want to get Jarmanned, but whatever. Can we not get the injury this time, please? Injury. Mangled hand? Are you serious? Why is the injury always so fucked? Okay. I guess we just Midas touch a couple times and hospital up. Because obviously we can't deal with the freaking mangled hand. Imagine this, the doctor here. Check it out, Doc. I'm about to blow your fucking minds. start pulling out gold teeth. There we go, got discharge summary. That's pretty damn good. Except we can't gain XP, so it's meaningless to us. Name's Shinsuke, the boy says as he helps you stand up. Don't worry about the lamp, it happens around me often. I'm cursed, I get people killed. Gotta say, you're one of the first to get off so easily. Only a mangled hand? Last guy got 2 of them. He smiles sadly as he picks up his backpack. Look, you're cool, but let's meet later. After school, okay? See you there. He leaves. Definitely I'm not going to risk going through. I'll just take the doom. When you and Shinsuke meet again, he's very eager about sharing details of his cursed life. It started 4 years ago. I was a really dumb kid and did something stupid. Now anyone who wants to be friends with me gets in all sorts of trouble. Hey, I've heard there's an occult shop here in Shiokawa, right? Could you lead me there? I'll keep my distance so that the curse won't get you. Boom, plus 4% doom. Shinsuke waves to you from the distance. Before entering the shop, and after helping him locate some occult books, you leave for home. You don't get far before you hear a terrible crash and turn around and see a car is smashed through the shop's window. You help the passerbys rescue Shinsuke. When the ambulance arrives, you go with them, faking that you're one of his relatives. Pale woman. Definitely don't want to lose stamina. After waiting for some time, you're allowed to visit Shinsuke. Besides a bandage here and there, he's fine. I was able to find what I wanted. Can you, smuggle me out of the hospital, please? I need to visit a nearby village. I think I know now how to reverse the curse. I can't just live like this until I get old and die. Please, I beg you. Definitely not gonna talk to the doc when we have a -2 luck curse. Somehow you two managed to sneak out of the hospital and survive the bus ride without incident. I've set off some fireworks at the Harvest Temple when I was 13, he says, sitting down at the bus stop bench. The temple went up in flames and, well, some sort of spirit cursed me. Can you ask the people for directions to the shrine? I'm sure they wouldn't like to see me here. I guess I'll lose the reason. Playing off as a traveling historian, you manage to get the directions to the shrine from one of the younger villagers. With Shinsuke at tow, at a safe distance, you head for the shrine. It's located on a hill on the other side of the village, across the rice paddies. Crops waver in the breeze. The road up the hill leading you to the shrine is extremely steep and tires you out. When you get there, you see clear markings of the fire on the old sports and terracotta walls. Shinsuke's prank must have involved quite a lot of fireworks. You help him with his task, cleaning up the shrine. It takes a whole day to clean up the entire shrine, from the ceiling supports to the doors and floors. Just when you two are about to finish cleaning the abandoned temple, a sudden gust of warm winds throws a heap of dust onto the altar. You and Shinsuke watch in disbelief. Lines begin to form in the dust as if an invisible finger was writing a message. Sins forgiven. Harvest festival soon. Just as the dust was thrown onto the altar, another gust blows it away. You look at Shinsuke only to find an expression of mixed relief and joy on his face. The Harvest Festival is in 4 months. I've lived with this curse for almost 4 years. 4 months will be no problem. You help him clean the altar of the temple and head back to Shiokawa with the boy in tow. A soft smile does not leave his lips even for a moment. Some time later, he moves yet again along with his uncle, who bought a new workshop in another town. A day after his departure, you hear a news report on the radio about a terrible bus crash with many casualties. Only one person got out of the wreck completely unharmed, a 17-year-old transfer student. Arcane Storm, no big deal. We're exactly on pace with my benchmark, which means we probably guaranteed win. We have enough reason, have enough stamina, no matter what the lighthouse order is. So second mystery, strength plugs, ear slurpy slurp, we have a light source. Dex check, so that's -6 stamina. Charisma girl, -3 reason. Takashi. He and the mystery order one might be the thing that could kill us. So we don't have a pair of handcuffs. Following the winding staircase, you're stopped to wait a minute. Second mystery shadow silhouettes. Thank you for the reminder, Elianly. Strength plugs, -3 stamina. Winding staircase, light our way, +10 XP, +0 XP. Find a switch, -3 stamina. -3 reason. Wonder if we Midas touch. Might be able to desperate struggle now. Can we? We can. So he's doing 3 doom damage. We can absorb 1 hit, no problem. I guess I'll do a normal attack sequence. Alright, -12 HP. Just give up, kiddo. Nah, you're getting smacked. Boom, 19 damage. Takashi's is destroyed. The dark clouds swirl around the lighthouse. Did you arrive too late? Kick that telescope out of here. As the unnatural fog slowly lifts, you are relieved and collapse on the floor. The next day, everything feels like a bad dream. You managed to stop the ritual awakening of the eldritch old god. What's done is done. It will stir in slumber again and again until the stars are right again. Congratulations, you are safe for now. Very good. It was a little bit closer, but that is to be expected when you're doing the commoner backstory. It was very good. Oof. To be honest, I think I want to end the stream a little bit earlier today, because I have stuff I need to do. So as it is, I think I'll just say thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, if you're watching the VOD, or the stream if you've watched it live. Special thanks in particular to everyone who showed up and said hello. Thank you for watching, Black Mountain. I'm happy you enjoyed it. I hope to see you and everyone else next time for more World of Horror. Goodbye! There we go.